morning everyone, this is Carol in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Just while I'm talking away, just while a few of you get together, that'd be great. So to let you know who's in the kitchen today is Maria, as usual, who's going to be doing some videoing. And we think you may not see her too much today because we think she only needs to be in one position, which is great. And we've got Laura on the camera. So a couple of things I want to say while we're building up our audience. Okay, look at this, organised, I've got notes. So I want to say a massive thank you to my daughter Laura for looking after you for the last 2 Thursdays. I did forget to mention it on Monday, so I do apologise. So well done to my daughter Laura for coming in, doing the bakes, having the baby with her, and well done to Laura and Maria looking after the lives for us while we was away. So a great little team we have here at Sugar and Crumbs. For those of you who don't know us, we are a very small team. We would love it one day when we become bigger and we might all get some rest, but basically all of us run around like idiots and we all have our hands in every single job. So, but that's the way it is, you know, when you're a small company, you've got to build, and we're building. So a big thank you to everybody, and thank you for watching as well. And I believe Laura is going to be back next Thursday baking something delicious. I can't remember what she said she's baking, Maria. What did she say? Has she not told us yet? No. Surprise! Right, okay. So the other thing is, Natalie Porter came along and she did some a Facebook Live for us. I think, was it earlier on this year or was it before Christmas? Can't remember, time's flying by, I can't believe it, we're May already. So, middle of May, isn't it? No, first week in May, yeah. So, Natalie Porter is with us in September on Sunday the 1st and Monday the 2nd of September. The classes are, one's £145, which is a rose wreath, and then we've got the fillers and rosebuds on the Monday, which is 120. If you want to come on the class and you can't afford that all at once, just message me and Laura and we can take a deposit off you. And if you want to reserve your place, okay? So if it's something you can't splash out at the moment, let us know. I haven't got many places left for the Sunday class. Zoe Fancy Cakes, I'm hoping to be putting her classes up. She's doing 3 classes for us, 3 classes, and each class is amazing. Anybody who's a follower of Zoe Fancy Cakes, I'm telling you now, you want to start saving because you'll want to be on all 3 classes. I'm really excited about them. And then about the group, as you know, we started a group 4 weeks ago. It's Sugar and Crumbs, all about cake community. It's been an amazing group. We've reached over 4,000 members, which is marvellous. And it really is a happy group, and that's the way I want to keep it. It's not that I'm doing peace and love and I'm that type of person, because I'm really not. But I do like, I don't think there's any need to be angry or nasty to anybody. You know what, we're just talking about cake. Do we really need to get upset? I know we're all women and we've got a couple of men in here who make cake as well, and it can get very stressful at times, but let's keep it nice and tidy on the group. I've only seen a couple of little battles and I think I've gone in and moderated those quite fine. We do have some administrators, and the administrators, so if I don't see something, one is my daughter Laura, the other one is Jackie Heaton, the bacon nana, Rob Allen and Karen Naylor. Now you all know those people, they've been here on the lives, and I've put them in charge as well for bringing on new members, and if they see something going on, you could message them or message me. But thankfully there's only been 2 incidences, and they're only little incidences, nothing. I think some of it was more misunderstanding, and I am the world's worst for sending someone a text message and then bursting into tears when they get it, probably because I'm very straight, blunt and direct, because I keep it very short, but when I actually speak to them about it, they cheer up and realise I didn't actually mean what I said. So you know what, just pinch us all, forget about it. So I have put some rules up. It's about keeping it nice. I don't want any copy sellers on there. I'm working as a business, so everybody else who has got a business, who has produced something, who has designed something, and they've invested all their money on it. So you've got like the Pro Faster, you've got FMM Cutters, Katie Zoo Designs, you've got Marvellous Molds, you've got Karen Davies, you've got us with the Russian piping tips, Nifty Nozzles. There's so many genuine designs out there. Those companies have invested on bringing that product. They've thought of that design. They brought it to the market. It's very heartbreaking when somebody comes on with a copy product. So if you have got copy nozzles, copy molds, I don't want to hear about them on the group. Please don't talk about them. you know, this is the Sugar and Grums All About Cake community, and you know what, take your copies elsewhere. I don't want those on the group. And then everything else is quite simple really, you know, just keep it nice. Adult themed cakes, please, if you're going to put some adult themed cakes, I don't mind adult themed cakes. I've got a sense of humour, and I have to say I saw an adult themed cake last week and I didn't get it, and my son and John was laughing their heads off that I didn't get it. It was so obvious once I realised, but I didn't get it at first. So if you're going to put any adult themed cakes on, put your cakes on, put your comment, and then just say there's some adult themes, and then add those in further comments underneath, okay? I don't report you, but what happens is I get a report from Facebook that asks me to approve that image, and I've messaged a few people to say, look, I'm sorry, but this has been flagged. Can you put it in the comments? I've had to delete the image, and they put them back in the comments later. So those are for the adult theme cakes. And no self-promotion. Please don't be asking anybody to go and like your page, okay? This is about a cake community. It's about asking how things work. It's about enjoying it. And so many of you have learned so many things. It's been amazing. Even I've learned a few things, which is great. So, and do remember, we all have our own way. I'm not saying my way is the right way. I'm not saying your way is the right way. What I'm saying is what works for you and what works for me could be completely different, but that's our choice. That's the way it is. So if you see somebody who's making something and they're happy with that, leave them be it. May not be your way, but that's the way it is. And then on Monday, I must apologise if you're watching, I said I would make the buttercream, but time went on. I think I did a lot in those 2 hours. I baked a cake, I baked the cupcakes, I decorated them, I decorated the big cake, I two-toned. I did a lot in 2 hours, and then I finished and realised I forgot to make the buttercream. So we'll do that another day. New products. The children's flavours are going amazingly well, okay, amazingly well, and the lemon and elderflower for the wedding cake and the elderflower flavour, all 5 flavours have sold out. We have put them back into stock today. It's been a fantastic response, and I got my first comment today of one of our very, very particular customers who is red hot about flavour, and she came back and she said, Carol, the lemon and elder flavour is now my new top flavour, and my son adored the llama. I don't know whether she wants me to shout out her name. If she does, and if she's watching today, she can shout it out herself. She knows who she is. So I'm going at speed because we've got a lot to do. Guests next week. So next week we are making macarons on Monday. So Claire Corbett from the Sugar Thistle. Is it the Sugar Thistle?
Sugar Thistle. From the
Sugar Thistle. Is she based in Chester?
Ooh.
Somewhere in that direction.
Around.
Yeah, around over the Wirralish way. Okay. She's got her own shop over there. She stocks Sugar and Crumbs products. She's a fabulous cake maker, and she does classes as well, the most amazing classes. She's got a beautiful wedding cake class that I would love to go on, but my son and daughter-in-law are having a baby in June, and I just can't take the chance of being missing because it's around that date. But she's coming in on Monday, and she is going to do macarons, and I know so many of you asked questions about that. She is going to make them with using our flavoured icing sugars to show you that they do work with the icing sugars. And she's been a fan of them since, and she's always done classes at Windsor Cake Craft with them, and they've always been very good as well, because that's where she normally does some classes. And then my last thing is, I'm going to ask this every week. Every now and again, I would really like, it would be nice if one of you professionals would like to come on our Facebook Live and show our Sugar and Crumbs community and our page what you can make. So if you are a professional out there, I know I'm not inviting a novice or a hobby baker, and it's not because I don't want to, it's just that when I've done that, everybody gets nervous and everything else, and it's quite nerve-wracking for me. Sometimes even I have to take a deep breath. Laura has to take a deep breath. I'm trying to get this Laura behind the camera on here because she can bake, and she's already shaking her head. It's very nerve-wracking sat here in the kitchen. I don't know what you guys are saying. I don't know what you do, whether it's good or it's bad. But anyhow, if any of you are professional bakers and you would like to come on our Facebook Live and show the audience something you would like to make, please message me. I'll give you an email address for you to then come back to, and then I'll tell you what it is that we do and see if we can get you in. Because I think being part of the community, it would be great if I could get some professionals in to show you newbies how to bake or cake decorate or do royal icing. I'm looking for you, so make sure you message me, that would be amazing. So I've whittled on with myself for a while, so I'm just going to get Laura to shout out some hellos. Now, before we do that, I do have to apologise to some people. Most of you are regulars and you understand what it is here. I am in my own kitchen and I wear false nails and my hair is down. And you know what, I might wipe my face occasionally, but don't worry, these cakes aren't going out to anybody. I try not to scoff them myself because I'm trying always to be on a diet, but Laura, Maria, the warehouse lads, my friends are always happy to take them. I don't ask them to take them, but they usually say, what have you got and can I take it? And that's up to them. They're happy to do that. So do remember, I'm only here to show you as a demo. What I show you as a demo may not be right, but it works for me, and that's all that needs to know. And if you can pick up some tips from what I show you, that's all I want to do. I am aiming at brand new bakers and cake decorators who want to give something a go, but they're nervous. I'm aiming at hobby bakers to give you a few tips. Most of you now, not most of you, a lot of you use my sponge recipe, which is amazing. You've all started cooking on a lower heat and started adding water. And it'd be really nice if you gave me a credit and said, Carol McFarland showed me how to do that. But you know, so I see so many of you do things now that I know I've shown on the Facebook Live or Laura's or other guests. It's always nice to say where you learnt it from as well. So if I do wipe my face, I apologise. But this is in a kitchen, I'm not giving it to you. It's only Laura and Maria here, okay? And I never intend to kill anyone. Not with cake anyhow. So let's say some hellos, Laura.
So we've got a lot of people tuning in today, which is fantastic. A lot of regular names. So we've got Sarah Byway, Tina Pine, Lynn Burgess, Jackie Richards, Nancy Craig, Susan Tyrrell, Michelle Quinn, Joe Fitchett, Michelle Carter asking if we sell our products in Australia. If you drop one of us a message either via Facebook or drop Carol a private message, we'll be able to help you out. Claire Corbett's watching, and Claire is in Congleton in South Cheshire.
Sorry, well, nowhere near Chester then.
So yeah, there's loads of people. Morning Iris as well, loads of regulars, and as we always say, if we've got anybody that's new, just introduce yourself, say where you're from, and just we'll have a chat with you.
Yeah, and if you're a newbie, shout out that you're a newbie. Don't be scared to ask questions on here. We seriously are a friendly group. Every now and again, we do get somebody come on and make a stupid comment, and we realise that they haven't watched the whole live from beginning to end. And by the way, I'm going to apologise because some lady thought I was rude to Jackie Heaton the other day. Jackie and I have been friends for a very long time, okay? She comes on here and does demos, and we have this battle with the buttercream. She loves making margarine, and I like making buttercream, okay? So whenever the battle comes out of those who like to use margarine, it's always me and Jackie having banter. It's banter. So when I say, oh, is that Jackie Heaton? I wasn't being rude, as somebody thought I was, and Jackie is fully aware of that, and all you regular followers are fully aware of that. And Jackie and I have no issues whatsoever, and as far as I'm aware, I don't have any issues with anybody. So please, get a sense of humour. So let's move on what we're going to make. So today we are going to go over to this camera and I'm going to show you what we're going to make. I've never made them before, as per usual. It's a Carol Wing It. The other night, I think it was Monday night, John was watching the football and I thought, you know what, I'm going to come and have, what am I going to make on Thursday? And it wasn't Monday night, it was Sunday night, sorry. And he was watching the football. I thought, what am I going to make on Thursday? I didn't particularly want to bake, and I thought, let's do a little bit of modelling. So there you go. I've come up with these little creations, and I hope you like them. They are a bit fiddly. I'm not going to make the whole set of each thing. I'm going to make one or two of each thing. Okay, and you may have a better way of doing it, but I'm just showing you my way. So do we want to go over here, Laura?
Yeah, we're on.
We're on, are we? So we've got a teapot, a cup and saucer. Yeah, they're a bit dodgy looking, but you know what? Then you know they'll do. They're fine. We've got some cookies. Can you see these here, Laura?
Yes,
cookies.
perfect.
We've got donuts. I hope that you recognise that they're macarons. We've got a Swiss roll. Laura and Maria wasn't sure what these are. Now, does anybody know what they are? Do I have to tell you? So I'll give you a couple of minutes to decide whether you know what they are. We've got some sandwiches, we've got a teapot, and we've got a cake. So what do we think? Are we happy to learn how to make these?
Lots of likes and thumbs up.
Are we? We're definitely getting lots of likes and thumbs up, okay? So the other thing as well, just to note that this is quite fiddly, and sometimes we've had to turn quite a lot of the lights off in here because the lights was giving it a glare. So I'm hoping, am I over here or over there?
You can be back on here.
Yeah, okay. So I'm hoping that with having the lights off, you're not going to get a glare, you're going to get to see everything, okay? So let's make a couple of the easy things first. Now, the modelling paste of choice today is Saracino. My advice to you, when you're going to make these things, get all your colours. Now you can get white and pre-colour everything if you want, or you can actually buy it already pre-coloured. Saracino is a fantastic modelling paste. I wouldn't use it for fine flowers. You could use it if you want to make some thicker flowers, but don't use it for your fine. Saracino are probably going to get onto me and kick my butty butt soon to say you can use it for fine flowers, but I've no evidence of that, okay? So if anybody wants to prove me wrong, feel free, but for me it's modelling paste. It tastes amazing. It's got cocoa butter in it, whatever that is, and it tastes absolutely amazing. So get yourself a bag of different colours. Now I pre-prepared these last night, and Laura was amazed that obviously I came in and they were hardened this morning. They'd all gone hard. So I just bung them in the microwave for 10 seconds in the bag like that, and they've hardened up now. So I'm just going to get Maria to put them in the microwave for 10 seconds. So open the bag. So when you put them, I'm going to pass it to you like that. Put them in the microwave. Open the bag. 10 seconds. That's all we need. So, so you can re-soften your sugar paste. Don't do any more than 10 seconds unless it's completely rock hard, and then only do put it. I find that if you put your microwave on for 5 seconds, it doesn't really do anything. So maybe I'll put it on. This will only need 10 seconds today, but last night I needed to do, because it was really hard, my sugar paste. I had to put it on for 10 seconds and then put it on for another 10 seconds. So don't worry about it, but don't do any longer because you'll just end up with a sugary liquid. I do believe that if you've got really hard sugar paste, so this now is all lovely and soft. If you've got really hard sugar paste or modelling paste, you could put it in a container overnight with a whole lemon. Don't cut it open. Leave it in a container, and something from the lemon makes it go softer. I haven't tried that experiment myself, and the lady who told me said she only had tried it on flour paste, so she doesn't know if it works with all the others. But you know what, it's worth giving it a go, because so many of you throw it in the bin, and I've thrown it in the bin before. So let's make the cake first. So the cake we're going to make first is, let me just, so we're going to use white. I'm going to use the skin tone colour, so it's a pale cake, or should I do a chocolate cake? In fact, you know what, let's do a chocolate cake, yeah? With, we'll call it cinnamon swirl buttercream in the middle, because the cinnamon skirt swirl is a beige colour. Always keep rolling your bag back up as well. You can put it into a Tupperware container. So I'm going to work quickly, so I don't know which camera we're on. We're down here now. Down here. So we're down here. Laura will have to tell me if I go out of camera. So I'm just going to mould it a little bit. And if you do need to mould, I use this fabulous stuff. It's called Petal Paste. You can use Trex as well. Trex comes into 250 grams, and 250 grams is quite a lot, so just put some in a container, or you could have this Petal Paste, which I'm going to have. I'm just going to rub it on my hands, and you will see me use this quite a bit today. And then I'm just going to knead it into my modelling paste. I'm just going to put this in the bag again, sorry. And I've got little cameras all over the place today, so I will be banging them, unfortunately. So Laura's going to do some shots close up and some shots of me talking, because you know you're going to get bored watching me knead paste. So anyhow, and Laura can shout out some questions as well, so which is good. So the hardest bit is getting all your modelling paste nice and soft. So I'm going to roll it out now, and if I'm not in shot, then please tell me, Laura.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah. So we're just going to get it in shot, and I'm going to talk about the tools as we're going to use them. And you want it, I think about that thick will do. So we're going to cut, you can just guess what layers you want. In fact, you know what? Yeah, we'll do it that thick. So I'm using one of my large nifty nozzles. So you've got to improvise sometimes. You don't always need to buy tools. So we're just going to use one of those. And this, the one I happen to be using is the Rose Twist. And I'm going to use one of my other tools just to push it out. There you go. So that's one layer. And then we're going to make a couple of these. We're going to make a 4-layered sponge.
Can you just recap what you use the petal base for, please?
So I use the petal base, right? You can use it, it's ideal for rubbing into your hands, because you don't want a load of corn flour on here, because if we have corn flour on here or icing sugar, it's going to attach itself to the modelling paste. Are we on here? Yeah. It's going to attach itself to the modelling paste, and then you're going to have trouble brushing it off, and sometimes you can't always get it off. So use Trex, okay, or use this petal paste, but this petal paste is ideal. And all I've done is, you can see if we go to that camera there, you can see I've just dug a bit out when I've needed it. I've rubbed it into my hands, and then that helps keep your hands nice and, well, should I use the word greasy? It's not really that greasy. That just keeps them nice and smooth for your, so that you can work on these, because otherwise everything gets sticky. And you can rub a tiny bit into the board as well. So let me get out, because I don't really want to use any corn flour or icing sugar today. So there's 2 layers of my sponge. And then we're going to roll out, this is our pretend cinnamon swirl. Who of you use cinnamon swirl? It's amazing flavour, and it tastes delicious on top of a carrot cake, a Christmas cake, any fruit cake at all really, it tastes gorgeous on. I know a lot of you absolutely love it. So I'm just going to thin this one down a little bit, stretch it. So you don't have to be precise here. So I'm hoping that you can see everything and it's not too blurry.
No, everything's coming across really well.
Is it? Good. Is there any questions, Laura?
Someone's just asked what we're making today, so if we can have a quick recap, I'll show.
Yeah, do you want to show them
what we're
making?
doing?
So while we're over there, we're just making some afternoon tea things. They're just little, they're not cake toppers. Well, they are. You can stick them all on a big cake. So what we're going to do is make the teapot, the cake. We're going to make, and I'm making everything just slightly bigger today, mainly because of the camera angles. So, so you can see basically what we're going to make. So here's our first cake. So then we need a water pen. We're back here.
Back in the middle one.
Yeah. Okay. So we need a water pen. Everybody today who orders and spends over £15 on the website will get one of these free. So put one of those. And when we do everything live, there's always room to make a mistake. And I've made a mistake. Do you know what I've done? Anybody know what I've done? Are you paying attention? Anybody know? No?
No.
Not made enough layers.
We need another cake top.
Got 2 layers of buttercream and not enough sponge. So the pleasures of going live and talking at the same time. So let's just make another one of those. So I'm making this just a bit bigger than my other cake that I've got on the top there. And I'm making it bigger so that you can see it on the camera, okay? When I made it on the smaller one, I used the 1M Wilton for making the last cake. But I'm using an extra large just so some things just get a little bit too small, and I want to make sure that you can see it.
To be fair, we have got a couple of people who picked up on your not enough layers.
Clever clogs after I told them, do you mean?
They are behind. time, so let's give them a bit of credit.
Go on then, I will. Okay, so that's good. So we've now got our cake. Are we there?
Yep.
Can we see that?
Perfect.
So if ever I run out or anything, so now we need to do a little cover over the top. So I've got these little covers, or I've got those. So this one's an in-betweener, or I can use, what have I done with my little round circle ones? Depending on what size. Everything I'm showing you today is on the website. So I think I'll use this one, the smallest one of this set. This is the Cake Star cutters. So we're going to use the smaller one of this. I'm just going to get some white.
I've just got Tina asking, do they need to quote anything if she wants the water brush pen in her order?
Yes, if you want to, everybody who's watching the Facebook Live today, everybody who spends over £15 in the order comments, you need to write water brush pen, and if you don't remember that, write Facebook Live, okay? And that means one of those water brush pens will go into your order, and that is valid up until Monday night when we come live again. You do know, so anybody who's watching on YouTube at a later date after this session, today's date is the 10th of May, well done. So the 10th of May, so this will be valid up until the 14th of May 2018. I should say that really to people because I didn't do a good job of that, did I? Let's just put that back on again. So let's put that back on again. I should say that because I forget that people watch these videos at a later time. So we're just doing that. Put that in there. And then I'm going to roll this out again. Do it a bit thinner because as per usual, we want to pretend that this is Saracino. So we want to do a thin covering. So we're using Saracino, but let's say we're doing a cake and we want to roll it really thin. We need to say that this is Saracino or Sugar Paste Direct or Renshaw Premium, whichever's your preferred choice. There we go. So, again, I'm not very good at cutting with these cutters, am I? There you go. Put that in the bag. And do remember, as usual, when I'm doing everything live, it can go horribly wrong. So let's get my cake. So I'm just going to put a little bit of, yeah. And the water brush pens come in clear and in blue. If you're really particular, you want a blue one, just say you want a blue one. If you're not bothered, say no. If you want a clear one, ask for a blue one. So there we go. You know, some people have some funny ideas. I really wanted a blue one. Wanted the one that Carol's using. I don't care which one yet. So there we go. So we've got our first cake. And then we're going to make some little berries. I'm sure you know how to make berries. I'm going to just give this to Laura to do, amongst other things. So Laura, so I'm sure people won't want to watch me make 6 berries. So can you make 5 little berries? So I'm just going to... So this is why your hands need to have that grease on as well. So just 6 little berries we're going to have. And we're going to put them on our cake when Laura's done the rest. So we're going to stick them there out the way. So that's our cake. And if you think you can do better, then great. But this is our cake. And as I say, I am not a professional. I'm not a professional, I'm a hobby baker. So this is my cake. And then, and the cutters that you could use the round one up here. You could use your carnation cutter as well, the larger one of those, and just frill it out a bit. You could use one of these cutters, so it doesn't really matter really. It's just up to you what cutter you want to use. So then we're going to make some sandwiches. So we're going to get the white out again. So let's make some sandwiches. And again, I'm going to try and make everything a bit bigger than what I made on the display, just for purposes of you being able to see it. Okay, so sandwiches, really very easy. So we're just going to do a nice roll. And I'm not a brown bread girl, I'm a white bread girl. Probably half my other weight problem issues, but there you go. But I hate brown bread, so we'll have to have white sandwiches. So all you healthy people can make some brown ones if you like. So we're just going to use the knife, cut it off simple. Use the knife again. Just going to roll it out a bit thinner. And if you're enjoying it, you like what you see, please, you know, put some thumbs up and love hearts. By the way, those of you who don't want to read comments, either turn your phone or smart pad to, let's see, is that square? Turn it to portrait size, okay? And if you turn it to portrait, all the comments will be underneath. If you want to leave it landscape, then you need to swipe to the left or swipe to the right, whichever it is. So, I should maybe have put my things elsewhere really. Let me just get these off my little slices of bread. Like big butties. Any of you want to make doorstops, feel free, make some doorstops then. So this is our piece of lettuce. Just going to roll this out. Where's my rolling pin? There it is. So lettuce is quite thin. So I'm just going to use this little cutter for my lettuce. I'll have 2 of those. Have you done my berries, have you, Laura? Great. Somebody's doing my berries. Let's get the green back in there. So, red out. There you go, Maria. Thank you very much. You've got one in your hand still. Don't be nicking the berries, Maria. I know you like all the sweet stuff. So for are we here on the camera?
Yep.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is get your little water pen. Just dab it around with a bit of water. Yeah. And to squeeze, all you got to do is squeeze it. Now sometimes it will squeeze out. It's always best to have a bit of a tissue, so it will squeeze out, so just squeeze it, there, water's out, and that brings it to the pen. I'm going to put that on there, and then we're going to try and get these berries on. So I have big clumpy fingers, so for those of you who have those lovely little delicate things, great, you are lucky. So we're just going to put them on at the moment, and we'll arrange them in a second. Stick that one in the middle there. I'm going to use the back of my brush. Let's just try and get them in order a little bit. And when this is set by the end, remind me to cut the cake. Yeah? So that's our cake. And then this is our lettuce leaves, so I just use that little cutter. So what I'm going to do now, your lettuce isn't perfect, but I just wanted to give it that shape without me having to cut around with a knife. So I'm just going to stretch it a little bit. And then my water pen, I don't need to squeeze it again because it's already been squeezed. You just need to do it every couple of minutes. So we're just going to, it's not quite big enough, so we're just going to stretch that again. Fiddly little things when they're fiddly, but we need it thin because lettuce is thin.
So for anyone who's just joined us, I'm just going to show you the image of what Carol's actually making and putting together.
Well done, Laurie, frightening me then.
Sorry.
All right, what was going on?
Just to give anyone who's just joined us a bit of a recap, so we've just got a couple of people asking. So it's a gorgeous little miniature tea set and afternoon tea. Sandwiches, biscuits, cakes. So there you go.
So we're just going to put our lettuce on. And I'm going to just do a tomato. So I'm going to do, again, some little berries. I'm going to flatten them down.
You've got some.
Make them a bit bigger actually. So we're going to flatten them down. These are our tomatoes. But the reason they're flat now is because they're slices. Yeah, you did see that. I made a tomato and I sliced them. You don't need to when you're joking. So these are our tomatoes. So we'll just flatten them down. And I'm just going to put those on the cake, on the sandwich. The cake. Okay. And for those of you who are looking that I've got nail polish on, I'm sorry. I've got false nails on, nail polish, and I'm not prepared to take the false nails off. But as I said before, this is in my own kitchen, and none of my friends and family have ever been concerned. You know, I cook tea at night time for my friends and family. I invite them round for dinner. They all come round for Christmas Day. I don't exactly gang myself up, but if you are in a professional kitchen, then that is different. If you are selling to a customer, then you need to be wearing gloves, you need to have your hair tied back up, you need to have an apron on, and so forth. So I'm just going to put a bit of beef on. Where's that brown gone? Where's my brown gone? There it is. So I'm just going to put a slice of beef on, beef sandwich.
So Sharon, we didn't use Trex today, we've used Petal Paste, which is from PME.
Here it is. It's Petal Paste, it's from PME. It's on our website. It's not as greasy as Trex actually, it's quite nice. And you just rub it in your hand. You only need a tiny bit. Can you see the shine on my hand?
Just about,
a tiny bit. That's all you need. And rub it all along your fingers, and then you can do this. So I'm sorry, I'm going to take two of my tomatoes off. As much at there. I'm going to put them on the other side of my beef. So that's my dodgy piece of beef. Yeah, they come that sort of shape when you get buy sliced pieces of beef, don't they? So there we go. I'm going to stick that on there. Put the other two tomatoes on there, on there. I'm going to put our other lettuce on. We're going to get our other piece of the sandwich. Doesn't matter if it's not perfectly square. This was a fresh cut loaf. And then we are going to cut it in half. Yeah. And I don't know how you cut your sandwiches, but you can either do it into triangles or squares, however way you want to cut them. So just put that on there. Sorry, I have to try and keep my hands out of the way so you guys can see. So can you see? We've got our lettuce, beef, tomato on our sandwich. So those are our sandwiches. We're not getting any blurring, are we guys?
No, we seem to be alright at the moment.
So, I've got a foam pad here. We've got two foam pads. We've got the FMM, well, three foam pads actually. We do the FMM foam pads. We do these pink and purple pads. We do the Wilton foam pads. These are ideal for putting everything on because it helps dry them. So we'll get those all on there, including our cake. So those are all on there. So they may go out of camera shot. And then we're going to make some cookies. So, not cookies, what are they? Jammy Dodgers. So let's do some of those. But I don't want to do a round one because they're a bit boring. So I'm just going to do a star-shaped one and some hearts. So we'll get those done. And I don't have to keep grease in my hand because there's plenty on here. And that grease as well, you just put on the board, the petal paste as well. So let's do these. And then we're going to get our plunge cutter. So we've got the heart that we're going to use. Plunge cutters, we sell these on the website as well. Go under Cake Star. So we're just going to do some love hearts. And I'm just wondering, did I get the right size? Did I put the right size away? They look small then from last night. Just let me go and get the heart cutter because they do 3 of these in 3 sizes. So in fact, Maria, look, in fact I'll go and get it. Just hold on a minute, Laura will just tell you what we're doing now. I'll go and get the other heart size. Pick the wrong one up, sorry. 1 minute.
So just a quick recap for anyone who's caught us part way through. This is this gorgeous little afternoon miniature tea set that Carol's doing today. And some sandwiches, cakes, cookies, And sausage rolls. Well done for anyone who got the sausage rolls.
Did they get a sausage roll? Well done. It's just you two. Hey? Crikey. Can you believe it? Laura and Maria didn't get it. Sorry. So sorry about that. My cookie cutter was not the right size. When I was tidying up last night, I used the wrong one. So I'm using the middle one. Oh, they are. Crash. So
We're okay.
it's alright. Maria's just wrecking the joint. So let's just put those out there. We're doing 6 of these. Am I still in camera by the way? Because now I've left.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Right, okay. I'm going to do those a bit thinner. Can't always tell the thickness because I have to stick my head in the way. I suppose I could lift it up. No, actually. So that's just... So I'm going to get the cookie cutter. I'm going to do 6 of those. So 1, 2, 6 of these. And then a lot of you have bought the Wilton tips off me because you're doing the nifty nozzles, and I always advise you to buy the round 10 and the round 5. So we've got 6, that's brilliant. Okay, we'll go back to that in a moment. The round 10 and the round 5, so we're just going to use the round 5 on 3 of these at the moment, okay? And all we're going to do is, we're just going to stick the round 5 in there, and we're just going to press it through. I won't tap it, but you can tap it out, but it just make a load of noise for you guys. So I'm just going to put the round 5 in for our little hole. There we go. There we go. So they can just sit there for a moment. So we're going to get this out again. Laura, Maria, stop looking at the clock, will you? You're making me nervous. What are you looking at? I know we're rushing for time. so just going to get it out again. I'm going to do the blossom cutter one. I did stars last night. I don't know where the big star is. So I'll just do a couple of these blossom ones. Any questions, Laura?
No, I think everybody's very engrossed by the sounds of it.
Are you all engrossed, are you? Do you enjoy these sessions? Most of you do. Most of you are very complimentary about them. We only get the odd strange person on who doesn't enjoy them. Not a lot can say about that really, is there? So.
Just as a quick reminder, for anyone who can't watch the full session or has only caught us partway through, the full live will be pinned onto our Facebook page once we're finished, and the whole video will be posted onto YouTube as well, normally by tomorrow at the latest, so you can go back, recap at any point.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want to post it on YouTube, we have to download it, and sometimes the session takes a long time to download, and sometimes it doesn't. We don't know why. And sometimes it takes a long time to upload to YouTube, so we don't know why. And then every now and again you get some silly fool who reports us. I'm not quite sure why they do that either. It's a mystery to Maria. But they report us for a few strange things, and then I have to go back to YouTube and go on, I'm cake decorating. What have I done? So, but you always get some fool that has nothing better to do in their life. John will be going mad now that I'm saying that, unfortunately. These are the perils we have to live with. So so then I have to write to YouTube, and then the poor YouTube people have to sit there and watch 2 hours of sugar and crumbs cake decorating. And it doesn't happen very often. In fact, it hasn't happened for ages, and I think that's because they're fed up. I think some poor soul at YouTube has said, you know what, I really don't want to watch any more videos. So I'm using the 10 round now. And I'm sure you're going to know what these are for. This is for my jam for the centre of our jammy biscuit, jammy dodger, whatever you want to call it. So we've got 5, we've got 6. Those, let's put the red away again. Keep putting it away in your bag. Just going to squeeze my water brush pen. Make sure we've got water on there. So here we go, the Love Art. So can you see what we're doing, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so easy, really. Oops. So sometimes you might squeeze out a little bit too much water. Don't worry. Just grab your tissue, absorb it all. Don't really matter, it's not going to do any harm. And then let's get one of those onto the centre there. As I say, I have got big clumpy fingers, so all of you with those big clumpy fingers will be like me, you'll be huffing and puffing while you're doing these. And then those ones with the delicate little fingers will be going, oh, these are easy, aren't they? Oh, Maria has lovely delicate fingers. What have you got, Laura? So then you get the one with the hole in and you just push it down on top. So, sorry, I've got my big hands in the way. Not sure what you can see there. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Laura?
I can get them.
Yeah. Oh. Try and get it the right way around as well. So just push them down. Let's get the other heart on. Just push them down. See what I mean? You can't win if you've got nails or not nails. So there you go. There's those. Let's get these on here. I've got one extra jam because I didn't cut all of them out.
We've got someone making a vintage afternoon tea cake this weekend.
Yeah, and do you know what? There's some of you will be amazing at doing this, and this will have to be my rustic afternoon tea. Also, I'm not really into art, you know. I don't even know why I said I'd do this. I just fancy doing something different from baking. But you know, those of you who are going to spend some time doing this, you'll get a much better effect. But I'm going to show you quite a lot of things in such a short time. So attention to detail. We'll have to wait.
Portia, I don't see there's no reason why you can't use the metal heart cutters, is there, Carol?
No,
it's just a
not
preference.
at all. No, use whatever you've got. I mean, obviously, I want you to buy everything off our website. That's what it's all about. You get that, girls? Boys? sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. Hey, that's what we're here for. But so let me just get 2 little tools here a minute while I put this little fiddly thing on.
Emma, just regarding your order, if you could drop us a private message, please, and we'll be able to help you once we've finished the Facebook Live. That'd be great.
What's wrong with her order?
Just a slight mispick.
Pardon?
Just a slight mispick.
Oh, is there? Oh, we're human, we do these things. So those are the cookies, guys. So let's put those on the board there. So we've got the little cookies. So let's get them on the board out of the way. Put that in there. Right, what else have we got to make now? So we need to make some little macarons. So we'll do some little macarons. I love this Tiffany blue colour. Right, okay, this is lovely. So I love all the colours in the Saracino range, and I love all the pre-colours. You know, you can colour these with gel colourings. We do sell 2 lots of gel colourings. We sell the Colour Splash range, which is absolutely amazing. I'm just going to put a bit more grease on my hand, a bit more Petal Base. It's called Petal Base. I think, did I call it Petal Dust or something before? It's called Petal Base, I'm not sure. But anyhow, the Colour Splash gel range is amazing. The colours are exactly as they are on a tube. And we also do another range called the Factal colours. and they're all suitable for vegans and vegetarians, so they're lovely as well. So we're just going to stretch this. I'm going to roll this out. So let's roll this one out. So I'm going to use the number 10 round now to make the macarons. Yeah, so hopefully you all guessed that they were macarons. So let's just make 2 macarons just to keep it quick. And then 1.
So someone suggested using tweezers to put them together. I'm not sure if they just mark them or squeeze them, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing, you see. I did think about using tweezers, but me with my heavy hands, I'd probably mark them, if I'm really honest, because the sugar paste is still soft. So we're just going to use a bit of the cream skin tone colour here for the centre. So you can have your buttercream or ganache or chocolate in the middle of your macaron, whatever you want. But we're going to use this colour. So again, everything's whatever colours you want as well, you know. You don't have to stick to the colours I'm using. I'm just giving you an idea. And everything I do here, you know what, some of you will go away and think, oh crikey, I can do that much better. Good, and I'm sure you can. There's so many fantastic artists out there, but some of us aren't as good. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Some of us are just wanting to do it basic. So there we go, we've got our little macaron. Easy, wasn't it? So we'll just slide him down so he rolls into shape. So that's our little macaron. So I'll put that one over there. And then, where did my cream one go? Have I knocked him off?
In the box, in the bag.
Oh, did I throw him back in the bag? No, the little round one. Oh, I did. Oh, look at that. Oh, I threw him back in the bag. So, a little bit of water on. Put a little cream one on.
Oh, Claire Corbett just said if you pick them up with a very slightly damp brush.
Yeah, I've tried that, Claire, and she's absolutely right. If you've got a very slightly damp brush, you can pick things up and put them on, and that's a good tip, but it doesn't always work. So I didn't want to show myself up. Sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. So there we go. So we've got our little macarons on. So let's show you what we made so far. So far, oh, by the way, these are my little plates. So I'll show them. So we've got our cake, we've got our sandwiches, we've got our cookies, we've got our macarons. That one's not playing the game, that one. Probably put water on it. So let's just put some water on there. And not all these are the correct thicknesses, because when I go live, believe it or not, I am nervous. And it's very easy for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are very understanding. 95% of you are very, very understanding. But unfortunately, there is the odd one that doesn't understand and thinks I should do it all perfect. So when you are live, I can't do it perfect when I'm doing it normally. So when I'm going live, it's even worse. Right, so what we got there though, so we want to do the Swiss roll. So let's do a brown chocolate Swiss roll. Let me get my brown colour in, wherever he is in the bag. There he is, brown. So let's do the Swiss roll with some white buttercream in, that's what we want. So the Swiss roll again is really very easy. So let's just rub the buttercream. And I know Laura keeps showing, I'm going to leave the teapot till last. I'll make sure I keep you all here. I'm not doing that teapot so you can all finish and go. It goes last, that one. I know how it works, saves the best till last. So we're just going to roll out our Swiss roll here. And I've got these little cutters in because so many of our guests have come on and used these. So they're under PME. all the things I'm using today, if you go on our website and go to the shop bit, you'll see that there's a list of things. Go to shop, the top one says classes, and then after that they're all in alphabetical order. And then go to Sugarcraft Accessories, and everything that I'm using today is in Sugarcraft Accessories. So this knife comes with 2 blades, comes with this cutting blade, and it comes with a ribbon threader, which is great. I don't know what that does. I'll have to have a play with that after. So here's our Swiss roll, and we're going to use white as our buttercream. So I'll roll that out. So any comments, Laura? Are they enjoying it? Have we got a decent audience, by the way?
Yeah, we have. We're over 100.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, isn't it? We normally get about 70 on a Thursday, don't we? 70 to 80. I think we got 100 last week as well. So, just so that I know this is the same size, I'm just going to put this on and use this as my guide. So how many newbies have we got on, Laura?
We've got quite a few new people actually. A couple of brave people have introduced themselves.
Oh, good. No, so you should. And don't be scared. And are you all loving the community, by the way? It seems to be really good feedback, which I'm really liking. And you know, never be scared. It doesn't matter. Just because you're new, you've got to remember one thing here. Everybody was new once. And if somebody can't speak to you properly or answer a question without making you feel daft, you know what, they're not worth talking to. So don't feel that you shouldn't ask a question. So many of you said, oh, I'm shy, I don't want to ask, I feel silly. And it doesn't matter whether your cakes are amazing or not. It's the fact that you enjoy doing it, making it for your family and friends. Yeah, and that's cake decorating doesn't have to be a profession. And I think sometimes people forget that not everybody wants to make for a profession. They actually just want to make to achieve something. Yeah, so I'm just going to roll this out a bit more, and then I'm going to roll this up, and again my big clumpy fingers will be in the way. So we're just going to roll this up. I wish I could do a normal Swiss roll this easy. Life would be great. So we're just going to roll this up. Don't need any. Okay. And then we're going to just press it in on the side. You can cut it nice and straight if you want, but I think it'd be quite fine. Pressed in on the side. And there is our Swiss roll. So again, I'm making these bigger than the ones on display so that you can see them better. John was really concerned that you wouldn't be able to see what we're doing. So there's the Swiss roll. Yeah? Got that, guys?
Yeah.
You happy with that? And then we're going to make some sausage rolls now. So again, with the brown and a bit of the beige. So I'm going to, in fact, I might have a lot of the beige actually.